This week it's the story of one king told in two very different styles. One is on home video, the other is now playing in theaters everywhere.
The King Arthur, Knights and Ladies. We all remember these tales from childhood, but never quite like this. The makers of Pirates of the Caribbean bring us this new version of King Arthur that, according to the opening credits, is based on recently discovered archaeological findings. This Arthurian tale is a down and dirty version involving the waning years of the Roman Empire and the battle of a little island called Britain. Clive Owen stars as Arthur, with Keira Knightley as Lady Guinevere, a fierce warrior from a renegade serf tribe.
Arthur and his knights, a leader both Briton and Roman. And yet you chose your allegiance to Rome.
You won't find any armor, you're not going to see any dragons, and you're not going to see any jousting. But even with these traditional elements missing, King Arthur is one of the better action films of the summer. There is a lot of intelligence behind this movie. The characters move for a reason. They're not just fighting off the bad guys. Most of the battle scenes, we get an inside strategy behind war. It's like getting a good front row seat behind a live-action chess match. There is the sense of real people with real goals in mind. Unfortunately, the movie doesn't stay on this path. By the end, it falls victim to movie cliches and worn-out ideas. You know when that final battle comes, which person is going to fall by which other person's sword. King Arthur is a good movie, unfortunately not a great one at 3 out of 4 stars. It is now playing in theaters everywhere. All things being equal, if you're looking for the definitive King Arthur movie, look to home video. John Boorman's over-the-top film Excalibur from 1981 is a movie of epic proportions. It is based on the traditional Arthur story, complete with wizards, warlords, big battles, and a sword of destiny called Excalibur. Nothing about this film is modest. Overlit photography, overly theatrical acting, and a soundtrack ripped from bits and pieces of Wagner operas. Now, this is usually the sign of a bad movie, right? Well, director John Boorman didn't base this film on real people. It's all based on the legends passed down through generations that have built to mythical proportions. It was a great approach, and the result remains the best version of King Arthur to date. John Boorman's Excalibur, available on home video. The new version of King Arthur is now playing in theaters everywhere.
Next week, we return to theaters for some more new releases. Until then, from the front row, I'm Bob Shultz for KQ2.